Hello, this is the Tradesight U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Thursday, the 3rd of August, and Friday, the 4th of August, 2017. As usual, we don't typically do, sorry about that noise, we don't typically do market previews for Friday, especially not in the summer. Everything we've talked about for the week is pretty much played out by that point. Look at the ES. This is the ES front month futures contract, the daily chart of the broad market and futures form. Guess what? Once again, even though we had a little gap and some movement early and some decent stuff, S&P closes up or down about a point. So we've been sitting here now for 10 days, basically. Before that, it was a couple-day move, and then it was a month of just sitting. And this is even on the day when the Apple earnings gapped the market up, but the advanced decline ratio was negative. We'll get into all that here in just a moment. So let's go through the major indices and see what we got. Crude oil up 35 cents to $49.50. Right in the middle of the last year. Gold up down $7.90. That's a blip. Like I said, the S&P cash closes up 1. NDX NASDAQ 100 up 19.06. Stock closes down 7. That does not look good on the stocks, by the way. And remember, the NDX is up 19, but not at new highs, and that's still a couple of hanging dojis there, and that's with Apple being up. The biotech's up 15. A little bounce back there. VIX closes up 19 cents to 10.28. The trend at 0.98. 10-day moving average of the trend still 1.15. NASDAQ volume closed at 2 billion shares. Again, remember, Apple was very heavy. You'll see that in a minute, so that adds to the volume. NASDAQ advanced decline ratio here, negative 1,022. So Apple gaps up, makes it look like the NASDAQ's up with all the futures, but everything else sells off, and we're down pretty heavily on the advanced decline ratio. New York advanced decline, negative 587, also pretty negative. Google managed to gain a point coming back late in the day. Like I said, Apple up 7, but it was the gap up and sold off down for the whole day. Barely making a new all-time closing high on the news. Amazon down 30 cents. Netflix down $1.29. Tesla was down early but recovered up 632, so that helped the NASDAQ come back a bit. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, not much there, up 7 cents. And then let's take a look at Goldman Sachs. Down 73 cents. Not a big deal there. All right, let's take a look at the intraday action. Here's the ES front month futures contract. This is the daily or the 5-minute chart of it. And you can see, like I said, little gap up here, not much, just a couple points. Filled the gap, bounced, and then sold off sharply. That's where we made most of our money. Although we had a good run in the futures today again. Nice week for futures. Then we kind of stabilized and then came back up over lunch, and the afternoon was really boring, as the afternoons have been. NASDAQ side, look at that. 80-point move in the NASDAQ all in the first 2 hours, and then that was it, just slowly recovered. All right, in terms of economic data that's left this week, remember we're talking about the next 2 days, not just one. On Thursday, we've got challenger job cuts at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time, initial and continuing jobless claims an hour before the bell, ISM services and factory orders 30 minutes into the market, natty gas inventories an hour into the market. Friday, unemployment rate with the non-farm payrolls, and then trade balance, 2 of our big 3 from a forex perspective. For stocks and futures, this can certainly cause a gap. So we'll see if we get any big action on that Friday. Maybe some early morning action as a reaction to that. Typically, I wouldn't expect much on a Friday, but we shall see. Charts as usual, brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple of weeks. Have a great trading Thursday and Friday, and a good weekend.